Hello friends, today I want to tell you about the topic general physiology. So in that we will learn about the cell. So we will see what is meant by cell. So cell is the basic unit of living organism. So it is the basic unit of living organism, and we will see that each and every function of human being is actually performed by the specific organ system of the body. So each organ system is made up of various tissue, and these tissue is made up of millions of small units is termed as a cell. So it is mean by cell. So the components of the cell. The cell is a basic unit of living organism. Our body is made up of 75 trillions of the cells. So our body is made up of 75 trillions of the cell, and each cell consists of water, electrolysis, proteins, lipids and carbohydrates. So we will see about the water. So 70 to 75% of cell is made up of water. So each cell is made up of 70 to 75% of the water, and it is also consists dissolved chemicals and suspended particles. So it consists dissolved chemicals and suspended particles. So dissolved chemicals means sodium, chloride and hydrophilic and proteins. These are the dissolved chemicals, and the suspended particles means dust, smoke, etc. So it consists of dissolved chemicals and suspended particles. So water helps in the transport of substance from one part of the cell to the another parts. So the major function of the water is it helps in the transport of substance from one part of the cell to the another. So almost the chemical reactions occurring in the cell takes place in the solution of water. So the chemical reaction occurring in the cell takes place in the solution in water. So the function of the water in the cell. And we will see electrolysis. So major electrolysis include potassium, magnesium, sodium, phosphate, sulfate, bicarbonate, chloride and calcium. So electrolysis includes potassium, magnesium, sodium, phosphate, sulfate, bicarbonate, chloride and calcium. They are dissolved in the water. So these are dissolved in the water, and the electrolysis are necessary for cellular control mechanism. So the major function of electrolysis is it is necessary for cellular control mechanism. Few important functions includes in regulation of water balance, concentration and relaxation of muscle and transmission of nerve fibers. So the few important functions are regulation of water balance, concentration and relaxation of muscles and transmission of nerve impulse. So here the important thing in electrolysis is it control cellular control mechanism. So it prevents the protection of effective proteins in our cell. So it prevents the effective proteins in our cell. So it is the cellular control mechanism. And next we will see about the proteins. So proteins is consumed about 10 to 20% of the cell mass. So it is constitute about 10 to 20% of the cell mass, and there are two types, structural proteins and globular proteins. So we will see about the structural proteins. These are present in the form of long filaments. So these structural proteins are present in the form of long filament and the polymers of the protein molecules, and provide concentrated mechanism for the muscles, form cytoskeleton of cilia, axon and mitotic spindles found in collagen and elastic fibers. So these are present in the form of long filaments, polymers of the protein molecules, and they provide contractile mechanism for muscles, and they form cytoskeleton of cilia, axons and mitotic spindles. They found in collagen and elastic fibers. And we will see about the globular proteins, and these proteins is made up of individual protein molecules. So these are made up of individual protein molecules, and the globular protein shape is like a globe or a ball. So it is in the shape of globe or ball, and it mainly enzymes which catalyze various intracellular chemical reactions. So it catalyze various intracellular chemical reaction. And we will see about the lipids. So lipids constitutes about 2% of cell mass. So it constitute about 2% of cell mass. They are made up of phospholipids and cholesterol. So they are made up of phospholipids and cholesterol. So they are insoluble in water. So these doesn't soluble in water, so they are insoluble in water. And lipids form major constituents of the cell membrane. So lipids for lipids form major constituents of the cell membrane, and they are also form barriers that separate various compartments of the cell. So they barriers and separate various compartments. So they bury and separate various compartments of the cell. Some cells contains triglycerides. So triglycerides means nothing but these are the type of fatty acids, so lipids, in addition to phospholipids and cholesterol. They are present in large quantities in fat cells. So these are present in large quantities in fat cells. The fat store is used as energy wherever it is needed. So these fat is used wherever the energy is needed. And we will see about the carbohydrates. So carbohydrates form around 1% of cell mass. So these form around 1% of cell mass. They play a major role in providing nutrition to the cell. So these carbohydrates play a major role providing nutrition to the cell. However, they do not play major role in structural function of the cell. So they do not play a major role in structural function of the cell, but they play a major role in providing nutrition to the cell. And carbohydrates are present in extracellular fluid as a glucose and readily available for the cell. So these present in extracellular fluid as a glucose, and they are readily to available for the cell. They also store as a glycogen, which is used for providing energy to the body. So they also store glycogen, which is used for providing body. So these are the components of the cell. So water, electrolysis, proteins, lipids and carbohydrates are the components of the cell. So thank you, and please subscribe my channel and like my video. Thank you.